stuff out of there.
So
Dude, I would go months. I would go months. It would be like, because it'd be hot here, you know. And you'd be like,
you did
4 months. Yeah, it would be awful.
Oh man, I would never clean up after my dog in my apartment complex. We lived out in the neighborhood. Get rid of the neighbor, and there you go. So we didn't have any service like that. But you know, I have a very hard time picking up fecal droppings. I don't know what it is, but I can't do it. I can't do it. It is.
Well, that's why you should pay a guy.
Yeah, but
somebody out there will do it for money.
Well,
it's the most base form of prostitution if you think about it.
Oh yeah. I will do something you don't want to do.
Go in my backyard and pick up this shit.
Yeah. There's people who crap, and then there's people who pick up the crap. And you got to be the person who craps.
We should do a video of the person picking up the crap and then sell that video to Japanese people in Japan because they eat that scat shit up.
They're into that, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
I often wonder how pink flamingos went over in Japan because Divine did make
the dog shit.
The real dog shit.
Yeah, that was a rough scene.
I was just gonna say over rice.
That wasn't chocolate. That wasn't chocolate.
No, it was not chocolate.
Is that dedication to craft? Because I mean, I find that physiologically
exploitation.
It's exploitation, dude.
Sexy.
Because I find that physiologically disturbing.
Well, it's John Waters, so everything is physiological.
That was kind of the whole point. He had to make something that really grabbed hold of the audience at the end and made them want to walk out of the studio, made them want to walk out of the theater going, "Fuck me, what did I just see?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's why I love John Waters.
That's why it was at the end of the movie.
I say that, but then I follow it up and what did I just see and why did I pay for it?
You tell me you didn't like Pink Flamingos?
Why did I pay for it again? I've never been a huge John Waters fan.
No, I like it.
No, me neither.
He's got good stuff.
Me neither.
It's I appreciate what he does.
Yeah,
he's obviously very good at it. He's really smart. He's a talented fellow.
Funny guy too.
Yeah, to an extent, in my opinion.
I think it's pretty funny.
Everybody gets a chuckle buckle.
He's definitely
he's funny. I've heard him do a couple of the little talks here and there, and they're like he's clever, he's witty, but just something about those movies, it's like I feel like I got them. They're just as good as like bad movies that are just misunderstood.
On
the same shelf at the Blockbuster, you know, we just need something to fill this space with, and it's like, but he's got there's a genuine thing to it, and there's obviously a bunch of people that imitate it and make parodies of it, and then there's just the other camp film. I'm not huge on camp.
Yeah, camp's a tough one.
I think it's kind of cheap.
See, I don't think stuff would play. I don't think that stuff would play right now because I mean, there's a whole.
Well, given the time though of when it happened, like in the 70s, you know, of course that would play over well. But now we've gone past that. We have to get weird, man. You got to talk loud.
Yeah, what's weird anymore?
Man.
Like if you show a room full of high schoolers, any John Waters film now,
that would be weird.
But they're probably going to be like, yeah, I've seen parts of this on YouTube, or like, I've seen this stuff like this
or
before.
They're completely oblivious.
People will say the same thing about Fellini films, though.
Who?
Fellini.
Who?
Bucky Fellini?
Federico Fellini. Come on.
Yeah, what? Name a famous work.
Thank you, Ghoul. Thank you very much, brother.
Name a famous work.
Who's Bucky Fellini?
Yeah.
Is he one of the Stromboli brothers?
No, he did the spaghetti westerns. There you
go. You're talking about Bucky Fuller here. We're not talking about Fuller. We're talking about Fellini.
Yeah.
Fuller.
That's a man. That man had big balls.
Talking to someone who has Asperger's, I don't get the joke most of the time, and do not tell me to fuck off.
Who
Duly
did?
noted. I wasn't planning on it.
One of the main tenets of our religion is fuck them if they can't take a joke. I can take a joke, but sometimes I don't get the joke.
Oh, I never get jokes, man.
Oh, that's the preemptive. Yeah. Well, I mean, every good joke is worth hearing explained to you 4 times.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a good joke. Yeah.
You remember earlier in the show?
Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
See, it's funny. Yeah, Pease is really good about that. He'll explain it.
Welcome back to the audience as well. Everybody has made it back to the new stream.
Are we back on? Yeah.
Yeah, we're back on.
Okay, cool.
With audio and stuff like that.
We were always on Free Think Radio.
We were
just
always
slightly
on
off.
freethinkradio.com. What's your favorite part of freethinkradio.com? Peas.
The Nazis.
Oh.
Oh, you read that Reddit thread too, huh?
They have their own Reddit now, huh? Or did they already have it? I'm not on the internet very much.
I kind of want to read this post from the Subgenius Reddit.
Let's do it.
Like, I would read it out loud.
Is there such a
read
thing?
it, dude.
Is there such a thing?
You haven't read this then, have you?
No, I don't get
it.
Clay
No.
Ghouls
That sounds-
on the
is
Facebook
that
and
like
the
a
tweet
Twitter?
box.
See, I can't get on Reddit.
I'm on Reddit. I'm just not
Well, yeah.
on Reddit a lot.
Yeah, Peas, you need to hire.
Okay.
You need to hire the Ghoul to manage your social media.
I spend more time on Scrub than I do on Reddit. I jump there every
I sent
once
a
in a
link
while.
to it.
See, my problem with Reddit is you have to know what you want to have in your feed, and then you have to search for it, and then you have to dig, and then you have to follow. It's just too much effort.
That's how the internet used to work.
That's one of the things I absolutely love doing. I love digging around and stuff. I absolutely love the concept of going to a used bookstore and just going volume by volume throughout the entire thing, because I know there's going to be a gem or two in there somewhere in amongst the Harlequins and the Westerns and the other crap. I know there's going to be at least a couple good books in there, and I want to find them.
The best books in my library are the ones keeping my table level.
Cool. What's a gem for you? What's a good read for you?
Or a hologram.
That's a good gem for me. Oh, well, anything by Robert Anton Wilson, of course. The books of
he
Charles
played Potsy on Happy Days, right?
And the books by Charles Fort, I managed to find Low and the Book of the Damned in a used bookstore.
Oh, nice.
I'm very proud of myself for that. Some of the earlier books about Rod Serling and a couple by Rod Serling, including his collection of rewritten Twilight Zone episodes, like Witches, Werewolves, and Vampires, and pretty much anything that has to do with being a supervillain or raising a supervillain. I mean, I've got a huge selection of supervillain books.
Now, what classifies
You
a supervillain
as-
versus a regular villain?
Hold on. I want to go back to it.
Okay,
You did a very subgenre of something, okay? And you said there are also books about raising a supervillain. And I would like to know, like, is that like a parental reminiscing? Like, I probably shouldn't have dropped Joker when he was a baby. And or I mean, what?
Yeah, it's the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
At times, you really have to go back and find out why the parents did or did not do what they did or did not do to that child. Because after all, if you go back to one of my favorite Batman villains, Victor Freeze,
he's the Riddler.
No, Mr. Freeze.
Oh.
The Riddler was Edward. The Riddler, his name was Edward Nigma.
I'm just now.
Enigma.
I'm just now figuring that out.
Enigma, yeah. And he He was just obsessive about wanting attention to prove that he was smarter than everyone else.
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, okay. I thought we were talking about supervillains, not peas.
That's a burn right
Yeah,
there. That's a
We
good
need the
one.
ice burn button.
Yeah.
We need to set some of those up.
So you're going back to the Mr. Freeze, and like, what was the deal? His parents wouldn't give him a blanket. How did that?
Well, no.
Where,
Oh, he basically grew up in an entirely emotionless situation, and he had to find some kind of parental connection.
A very
by
cold
being-
household.
Yes, essentially. And
DC
Yeah,
does that. DC beats you over the head with the metaphor.
Yeah, yeah.
He's Mr. Freeze.
Or
and-
you overboard, yeah. But Victor Freeze had to literally find a kind of parental love given to him by
Batman's
by
fists.
dead animals. He would literally take animals that he had found in the highway, found in the forest, and he would freeze them. He would literally put them in jars and bottles, put them in the fridge, and study how long it would take the corpse to go bad. That's where he got his obsession with
death.
putting people on with death and putting people on ice, and that's what led him into trying to save the life of his wife by putting her into cold storage.
I thought he was
Sounds
a
like
snow
he coulda-
cone
he
vendor
coulda-
who went over the edge.
It sounds like he could have benefited from Little League.
He could have benefited from people talking to him, because
Well,
a lot of
he gets
people
some
just
of that.
did not.
Well, when you make
he did-
puns all
But he
the
did
time,
become a successful bodybuilder. We
No,
saw
that's
that.
ours.
Yeah, we saw that in Batman and
Hey, okay,
Robin
let
Take
me ask you this.
Manhattan.
Cool. Who played Mr. Freeze in the TV show?
the TV show. Oh, that's
Are we
a good
talking
one.
the anime? Are we talking the animated series or
No, we're
the
talking the original West, the West in.
There wasn't a Mr. Freeze in the West one, was
Yes,
there?
there was. Yes,
there was. Yes, there
Um,
was.
Huh.
Kurt Von.
It wasn't. It wasn't a very well done. It wasn't a very well done
No,
freeze.
it's like a fish hat and a silver suit. and
Oh yeah,
everything
that,
was
that
there.
yeah, that wouldn't play well.
I'm just trying to pull the name out. I think it was a rather famous motion picture director, but I'm drawing a
Francis Ford
blank on his
Coppola.
actual name.
Well, it's not a reach because what's his face? Cesar Romero played the Joker.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
right.
easy.
Yeah,
Inventor of
So,
the
I mean,
Caesar salad.
and
he's-
famously would not shave his mustache, so they had to put the makeup over his mustache.
yeah. The '60s were weird, man.
What qualifies you as a supervillain?
Yeah.
first
What
off,
is a super
I had
There you
villain?
go.
I have it. Mr. Freeze was played by
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank on his first name, but his last name was Preminger.
Yasir. Prime Minister of Netanyahu?
Preminger. No, not Prime Minister. Preminger. Preminger. Preminger.
Preminger.
I'm waiting for the chat to start
He
lighting up.
was a German. He was a
Yep,
German
yep,
director.
Yep.
Come on,
Oh,
comic
good
book
catch.
nerds.
Good catch, dude.
So yeah, I'm still stuck on this though. What classifies a super villain versus just a regular old villain?
What do you have to do to make it the villain status? Like
Yeah.
at that, because you.
Well,
have-
villain status is easy. You just got to kill a few people. Bam, there you go.
Like,
No, then
Like
you
Fox.
become a serial killer.
Well, technically,
Fox.
aren't they villains?
They are.
Or do you need like a?
they are
depends on their victims.
They are socially unacceptable. It takes
A
an
protagonist, right? You need
event
that
event to create
protagonist.
a villain. Yeah, you need not only someone to be against you, but you need an event, something that creates you.
Oh, okay, all right.
Very much so. Yeah.
I mean,
Batman's
that
parents.
makes the villain.
Now
I
we're
mean,
just
the
talking
Jer-
straight villain, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a straight villain.
Okay.
But a super villain
or a gay
has
villain.
to have either some type of weapon or some type of inherent ability
enhancement of some kind.
Something that makes that person special and unique.
Okay.
So he's not just another criminal.
Could super cruelty count as make you a supervillain? Because your cruelty is like you make Vlad the Impaler seem like
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, well, if you're excessive in comparison to Vlad the Impaler, I think you would definitely be meeting one or two of the primary criteria.
Again, I would point out, I think it depends on your victims. I think it depends on your victims because to many, Vlad the Impaler was like the superhero of his area because they're like, look.
He was keeping up all those Mongols.
Yeah. So,
essentially, in the area that he operated in, Vlad the Impaler was looked upon as a cultural icon. He was a hero.
Yeah.
It's only when the Europeans and the modern day people after Bram Stoker wrote Dracula found out about Vlad that the word impaler became something rather negative.
Yeah.
and then they found out about all. And then they found out. Yeah. And then they found out about all his time in jail when he was eating and raping rats. And there was a lot of really cruel and mentally unstable things that he got into beyond just.
When you're in jail, you got to make do with what you got.
Yeah, you got your rat bitch.
You know, when you're in jail, you got to get that piece.
You got to go with what you got.
Yeah, man. If that's the only thing there, fuck it. I'm done anyway. I'm in prison in what? The 17th century?
As Fid Chuli said, fuck them if they can't get away.
No!
I don't know what that rat did to get in here, but I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Look at the way it's dressed.
But I would say to go from being villain go from being villain to being a super villain.
Yeah.
The axis of it, the core foundation of it that you build on is personality.
So can you transition?
Can a super villain really, he's like a whole super villain, but does he have the ability to be transformed back, or not back, but transformed or metamorphosized into a superhero?
Oh, transcending
villainy,
morality.
Super villainy.
Is negative intention.
Is there any examples of that, do you think?
There's a few.
Example,
well, I was asking because we have something like that going on here in Orlando now. And this is something I've been obsessed with for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We have, and it makes me wonder where I fall on the spectrum. We all know I've fallen on the spectrum, but there's a reason. Hey, I have an excuse, a valid medical excuse for why those podcasts are not done yet. But I alleviate from that. We have in my opinion, a costumed vigilante. So there is a person here with the secret identity of Jeremy DeWitt, and
very secret.
Is he on social media?
It's a good. I don't think anymore.
Okay,
because he's not allowed to have that stuff because he's a registered sex offender.
Oh,
you see, Jeremy DeWitt sexually assaulted someone under the age of 18. And so he's a registered sex offender. And so he does what any registered sex offender does and starts a security company. And he gets a bunch of SUVs and cars and motorcycles and paints them black and white, puts flashing lights and air horns and stuff like that on them.
Follows people around.
And they escort funerals. But he claimed that he was getting harassed by the police. They said he was impersonating an officer.
I've seen this guy on the internet.
And I run into this guy. I would say
what he does, he'll go like 100 miles an hour after somebody blew off one of his funeral things or something like that. Hey, you need to knock that off. And they're like, go fuck yourself.
And he stops traffic and he directs traffic.
Here. So are you the superhero to his supervillain? Or is he the superhero to your supervillain?
That's exactly what you just said twice over, Pease Jr. So that's where it
I am
is.
his biggest fan.
In my opinion, he's a costumed vigilante.
Okay.
He's trying to enforce laws. He's trying to look like a person of authority. Stolen valor. Do we have the stolen valor button?
Which one's that?
Let's just pick one. Yeah, we'll go with that one for
stolen valor.
Videos of him saying that he was like in the Rangers and Special Forces and stuff like that. He got arrested at like 18 or 19 for impersonating an officer when he was in like a junior deputy auxiliary policeman's thing. Like, you know,
what?
He claims it's like a dual enrollment thing, and more than likely he got some sort of card or badge and told somebody to do something, and they fucking
did it.
They called him in on it, and so he was no longer ever eligible to be a police officer.
See, that's why you don't let the power go to your head.
In the state of Florida, at least.
In the state of Florida, because you could probably go to a lot of other states and be a police officer if you wanted to be.
Well, I mean, Florida's run rampant.
Police departments around the other 49 states have many positions.
And so if you want to, but you don't paint him. You don't paint him in the same corner as the police. Everybody has their own special beliefs about the police, but this guy pretends to be police. So and he wants the recognition, and he wants that valor that he's obviously stealing.
Stolen valor.
He wants it. So is he a villain? And he's got a massive amount of resources behind him.
I would say he's a villain. He's a villain.
So
easy.
He's got crony. He's got a henchman. He does have henchmen.
He's
got ties to the inside, and he has he looks like he would fall under super villain.
Well, what's his ability? Raping people.
He's the ability to make cars pull over out of a funeral.
That's good. That's good radio.
So is he a super villain or a superhero? Because he sounds like a superhero to me.
Nah, he's a super villain. He's infringing on the rights of people, dude. He's a sexual assaulter.
He's trying to enforce the law.
He has offensive sex.
He has respect for the law. That's why he bought a costume to make it look like he's part of it.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a front so he can follow people.
Actually, in all fairness, it's very common practice when you have a large funeral procession in Florida. And in the olden days, the police actually provided this service. They would go ahead
still do.
And block traffic. Well, the police don't do it anymore. It is private security companies just like this guy's.
No, it happened my town in Florida. Police blocked off the road for one. Couple times.
It might be different counties, different.
Yeah, anyway, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I keep interrupting you.
Thought I was talking to RC23 for a minute.
No, we do have very similar voices, though, I found out. Which is weird, because I never would have thought. I thought the timbre is different. But,
well, it wasn't. It was the content I was addressing, dear sir. Not
Which
so
content?
much.
Did we have content? Did we make content?
Wait, are we on the show right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
So where is he, Peas?
Yeah. What do you say?
Is he a supervillain or a superhero? Because I find superheroes to be incredibly annoying.
He falls into the same category like that. The Joaquin Rivers
Phoenix
Joker, which
he's a product of.
You know that it's not the Joker, but on the same token, much like Gould was addressing earlier, you get to see this whole broken person and how he became,
evil.
Thought he was evil.
I accidentally tripped and fell with my penis into a girl.
I think that's one thing you have to understand about the Phoenix Joker. That he's not evil.
No, he's a fucked up guy.
He's misunderstood.
He's reacting to
really
the situation that he finds himself in. And the fact that he is driven at the end to shoot the head of that
Robert De Niro.
Robert just pop Robert De Niro in the head and then shoot him a couple more times.
I was disappointed when I found out he actually didn't die.
That's just his joke. And at the end, when he takes hold of the camera and he just says what Robert De Niro's character says at the end of all of his shows, but he gets cut off in mid intonation, and it goes to the news. And the weird thing is
that whole go ahead.
And the weird thing is the news censors him saying you get what you fucking deserve. They cut the fuck, but they don't cut the impact of the bullet on the side of Robert De Niro's face.
Yeah, they show the whole thing.
They cut the fuck, but they show the head going.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Robert De Niro made a film
pretty much
called The King of Comedy. It's funny because Robert De Niro made a movie called The King of Comedy, I want to say 30 years ago. And a great deal of the Joker was taken directly out of that movie and put into the Joker.
Really?
It was. I know it's all. Oh yeah.
After having Robert De Niro playing a bad comedian named Rupert Pupkin.
Huh. I got to check. King of Comedy.
And Jerry Lewis is the host of the show.
Jerry Lewis is the host.
It's one of Jerry Lewis's film.
Huh.
Yep.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't remember. I don't remember whether or not Jerry Lewis gets shot at the end, but I'm pretty sure that it comes close.
He does. Yeah. Now here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing about that, because when we look at the psychological aspect of this Joker, right? And we know by the end of the movie, we don't know how much of this is reality and how much of it isn't reality.
Yeah, it's all up in his head.
It's very funny that a big part of what we're presented as being this movie is from another movie. And they use that as a gimmick to reinforce did I watch a man's hallucination of doing something?
Yeah.
Did I watch somebody do something? Did he juxtapose this movie onto his... It really adds a depth by using that, and especially having Robert De Niro, who was in that movie, be the... I thought artistically it really circled a lot of stuff back, and it really sold home the surrealism of, what did I just see? Did I see what I thought I saw? Or did I see a glimpse into a crazed person's mind? Or did I see, a person that's been in an institution has made up this whole backstory about himself? It really throws, and I think that's probably why Joaquin Phillips. He's such a talent. Yeah,
my
Elmo
favorite
Phillips'
cigarette.
Younger brother. Yeah, he's Elmo Phillips' younger brother.
In the end,
it really is powerful.
Yeah, but in the end, you really, honestly, cannot tell whether or not the whole movie was something he made up. Just the way that other Jokers have made up their own backstory. I mean, in the comics, the Joker made up his backstory a number of times, once to play with Harley Quinn and get her on his side. So in this movie, you've got an unreliable narrator who cannot be trusted. So everything that happens in that movie, up to and including the fact that he hallucinates a love interest and then finds out later that love interest was never interested in him, and everything that they had together, it's even implied that they had sex,
and the
was
movie
entirely his own fantasy.
Or in the comics.
And then you find out at the end, it may be that the entire movie is just his fantasy.
Yeah,
and the reason
it's just set in the DC universe.
He's an unreliable narrator. The whole movie is set in an insane asylum.
He didn't even have a car with his face on it. He didn't.
The only time we ever see anything that we can really trust is when he walks away from his therapist at the end of the film, and even then we're not sure, because he's leaving bloody footprints with his bare feet on the linoleum of the hospital floor, and then we see him running back and forth, running away from the people taking care of him. So we don't know what the hell.
It's a very similar aspect to like the end of the Care Bears movie.
Do you
the blood dripping
as a
walking barefoot
Joker
that do it.
performance? Yeah. Like if I was to say, name your best Joker, can you include that performance in that question, or do you have to exclude it because he's not really?
Oh, no question. No question. It's definitely one of the best Jokers I have ever seen.
It's up there, yeah.
At the time you see it, you're assuming that what you're seeing is actually happening, but at the end, you're so unsure whether or not you've just been played by the Joker that you can't tell whether or not you've just been yanked. Your cord's been yanked by a supervillain.
No,
they did really tase him in that scene, though.
Really?
Shower. Yeah.
Oh
now,
shit!
I'm wondering. I've heard some rumors. I'm wondering whether or not they're going to continue this with the with the follow up with Joaquin Phoenix. With Joaquin Phoenix doing another version of the Joker,
reprising his role.
Yeah, but playing it in the same way.
Well, like it kind of ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, I'd say.
You're not really sure whether or not that kid is going to grow up to be Batman.
Yeah.
Or whether or not the parents survived. You don't know whether anything in that film is reliable.
Well, I always thought that the Joker was as old as Bruce Wayne.
Surprising lack.
Well, that's the thing. As far as
the answer, here's
the thing,
though.
We know,
if you look at DC,
as far as we know, there could be a Batman out there as he's in the asylum.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know.
There's a backstory to the city of Gotham as well, and there was, and it's been mentioned in a couple of DC comics before, about a guy called the Joker, but wasn't the Joker, and the actual Joker was kind of a homage to that guy's nuttiness, and so there's a lot of debate about this in the fandoms and whatnot.
A lot of it.
I don't want to see. I personally would not want to see Joaquin reprise the role because he doesn't really do sequels that I know of. I mean, he did a good rap movie I saw once, but
that rap movie was hilarious. That was a great. I'm Not Here. You talked about
a powerful guy. Yeah, he's a powerful actor, and I think that I think that story was told in a sense.
No, I think if they, I think a sequel would kind of dampen the original storyline.
I would want to. I would want to like rig the corpse of Jerry Lewis with hydraulic systems.
You good?
And have him do it, because I don't think anybody could top that.
Yeah. But again, I would say that the whole King of Comedy tie-in to that particular movie is purposely done to
and let's not forget
to the. Yep. Oh yeah, and that's just to add depth to this. Is it a real story? Is it a delusion? Like you said, all we know is he's in an insane asylum. Maybe we don't even know that because again, he walks away with the bloody feet. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
I will compensate for Dr. Fox's chopping block with Okay, so I've got the two of you here.
Yeah.
Finish this, and I want to set you up for something, Peas. This will take a couple minutes.
All right. So we're breaking. Somebody grab a smoke.
Yeah.
Everybody sticking around?
Yeah.
Quick smoke break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask some nerds a nerdy question. Stick around. You're watching.
Oh, you got him right here, boy.
Time for the show.
This is the classic question. My favorite.
Oh, that's nice. How much we got?
You got a couple minutes.
And it's a good question to ask video or comic book nerds.
It's a debate.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, we'll go back and forth about it, but I always want to make it a scenario. So. I don't have the research to back it up.
Yeah, you got a lot of
You're listening to Time for the Show, a production of Hypercube Laboratories, your home for the best in acoustic audio jamming. What the hell's going on here? We're going to close this door. Getting some feedback. Getting some bad feedback here. Let's get coming in at the magnets. Move them off here. Let me just set them right on top of this here. Just knock this pylon over.
No, it wasn't. It was a node that got knocked over.
So we're back from the break, and we'll do the shout outs and the trilogy soaps. Everybody's good.
You need some triology music.
Thanks everybody on the Patreon. You know, we'll get to you in a little bit. So I've got these guys here. Can you guys both hear me?
Definitely hear you.
All right. So this is my hypothetical for the DC Marvel crossover event of the millennium. This is mine, and so it's the best one ever. And I'm really, I hope some of the chat joins in.
Should I get a build up going?
All right, no. So here we go. Someone has salvaged a ship, and the goods are going up for auction. One of these things going up for auction is a crate of whiskey that belonged to Bruce Wayne's father. So Bruce Wayne, in the interest of preserving his family legacy as much as he can, goes to bid for this crate of whiskey. And at the same auction, Mr. Tony Stark Iron Man also shows up with a heavy interest in the whiskey, primarily in drinking it.
Because he's a drunk.
Because he's my favorite superhero, because he's the functioning alcoholic. Yeah. Yeah, Superman has kryptonite and
don't smoke
and
that.
Tony Stark has happy hour. It's okay. Batman, Bruce Wayne can never watch the Lifetime Network. So
I'd like to make a public service announcement, though, that we support any superheroes that are trying to regain or obtain their sobriety.
Yeah, but when you're taking a 12-step program, you can't fly to the top, guys. Come on. It's one at a time.
Zinger.
So who wins the auction?
Well, what's the net worth of Bruce Wayne versus Tony Stark?
It's comic book net worth.
Okay.
You know, you've got a man that can afford to be a superhero, and then you have another guy who can do the same. One was trained by monks. One has a
actually both trained by
crippling.
Both are trained by monks. Okay, well that shows. All right, so expand upon that for me.
Well, I would go with Tony Stark, because in the end, I think Bruce Wayne has the cold, rational side, and Tony Stark has the "fuck you, what I want." So he will go as far as absolutely necessary, and then 14 steps beyond that.
But then. Bruce,
it really all comes down to who has the most money to throw away. Because
does it?
Yeah, no, it'd be Tony Stark.
Because if that's an option, then Bruce Wayne never has to back down.
Well, no, he can
keep it going.
No, they both sell guns. They both sell weapons. Wayne Industries and Stark Enterprises both parlay weapons to third world countries. Both are major influencers in the world of economics, and perhaps could get a hedge fund to buy the whiskey. So, I mean, it's a lot of different things in play here, but I think it comes really down to at one point, all you'd have to do is distract Tony Stark with some other kind of whiskey. Say it's even more rare that Bruce has no interest in. Or just go explain to, Tony, hey, Tony, I'm not sure, but you may not be aware of this, but that's my dead father's whiskey. It has a lot of sentimental value, whereas you could buy all the whiskey in the world.
So Bruce Wayne would have to go and appeal to him?
Yeah,
and tell him to back off?
No.
And you
superhero
think
superhero to superhero.
from
Because
another
someone just-
dimension. You know, alleged superhero. Do they know each other's
Well, yeah,
secret
see-
identities? Do they know who each other are?
No.
No, I don't think they would. I don't think they would because
I very much doubt that Tony Stark would want anybody to know that Bruce Wayne was Batman, because then he would be putting himself against a corner. Because everybody knows Tony Stark is Iron Man. He
Sometimes.
said so. You know, he said so in front of the camera.
Marvel Universe, Marvel Universe, but genre.
In the basic situation, Bruce Wayne cannot have anybody know that he's Batman.
See,
So he's operating under a weight Tony Stark is not weighted down by.
Yeah, but Bruce Wayne, regardless, has cash to throw.
No. See, I disagree. I think it boils down to Tony Stark. He already bought the suit. He already built the suit. That's it.
Built multiple suits.
Exactly. So he has those.
He's got a whole basement full of.
But Bruce Wayne,
We could call this new Super Ultimates Infinite Crossover 2.
No.
Parallax edition, and this could be a Tony Stark before he comes out. You know, this could be the fanciest closet you've ever seen. It talks to him.
You know, here's the thing. For a long time, Tony Stark, people did not know Tony Stark was Iron Man. It was a secret.
Well,
identity.
Bruce Wayne,
Just the chicks at the strip.
Batmobile, the fucking utility suit.
Oh,
He has
hold
to
on.
maintain
Who do you
a
think
lot
finances-
more
Who do
than
you
Tony
think
Stark.
finances the Avenger
Batman
Mansion?
does
Who
not
do you
have
think
a
finances the
Batman
Avenger
has to
Mansion?
pay for gas for the goddamn Batmobile. Tony Stark's got some weird nuclear shit that powers his suit.
He's got to house all the Avengers in that Avenger Mansion, right?
Yeah, and
They all
every
got
time they break
jets and
stuff.
shit like that. I'm telling you, the Avengers
He has a flying
overhead
suit.
compared to Batman.
all the money he's saving on gas, he can
Batman's
use
saving
that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah,
Bruce
he's
Wayne
definitely.
has more expenses
we're
than
still,
Tony
We're
Stark.
still assuming that the Batmobile runs on ordinary lead and fuel. I mean,
yeah.
the
Good point.
Batmobile could have just as much of an advanced system to turn.
I think
the
back in the
wheels
'60s, it had an
as-
atomic battery.
If Morgan Freeman has anything to say about it, it does.
Could you ever see that Batman and Robin out at like the Last Chance gas station? And the guy behind the counter with all the coconut bars just eyeballing those legs.
I mean, you're never going to see the Batmobile running on fumes. It isn't going to happen.
Yeah,
As if
because he
anything,
always fills it up.
Bruce
Not
Wayne
with
is
that
just
attitude.
here. He
Not
plays
with that
15
attitude.
moves ahead.
I don't know. I'm still thinking that it's all Tony Stark that's getting that whiskey. Bruce Wayne has too much on his plate.
Yeah, and Tony Stark
Oh,
is.
here's
at
what
his
happens.
core- at
Tony
his
Stark
core,
buys the
he
whiskey
wants-
and Batman steals
Period.
it.
That would be
Tony Stark
unethical.
Gets the whiskey. No, not
Is
for Batman.
Bat- is
Batman does what
Batman-
he wants, motherfucker.
Batman
does what he
Batman
wants.
Batman has bat scruples.
No,
He does abide by the bat scruples.
His bat scruples would say that was more important to Bruce than Tony. So you spend your money on it, Tony, and then I will bat propel into your Avenger mansion and steal the
Bat
whiskey
steal.
while you sleep off drinking one of the bottles.
No, he'd get Tony Stark into a bet.
Yeah.
Win it off of him.
Yeah, he
Drunken
tried
bat?
to do like some big dick like pissing contest.
Yeah.
Hold a do you think you'd get Tony Stark? Can you hold a spoon on your nose? And if Tony Stark can't do it, he gets the whiskey.
No, you gotta hold the
It's very
egg
nice
on the
to
spoon in your
get
mouth
that
and
right.
walk through the maze.
Walk through the bat egg.
Yeah, the bat egg through the bat maze. So yeah,
I can see this situation escalating where the Joker gets wind
yeah,
of
the
this
Joker gets involved.
and steals the whiskey, just to A, piss Batman off, B, piss Tony Stark off, and C, have a laugh when he takes it to the top of Avengers. Fuck off.
And then just it pours it down the sink.
Laughs like hell.
Yeah, that is.
I mean,
that is
that's classic Joker. He would take something that other people want and smash it
and destroy
just to
it.
laugh at them. Just to laugh at them.
I mean, that is pretty funny.
Well, listen,
Those are things,
kids,
precious things.
He would go that far.
So who's on the tally? Who do we got? How much is Tony Stark?
Well,
Where's Bruce Wayne at? Where are we at?
Peas, you had something?
No, I'll wait. I'll wait till the end.
No?
No?
You got that?
Yeah. Well, sorry. I didn't mean to take your spotlight away there, Peas. Go ahead.
You wouldn't take my spotlight. I was gonna say I'm gonna go to bed now.
No, don't be going to bed now. I didn't hurt your feelings, did I?
No, I'm very sleepy and tired.
This is
and
usually when
we.
we did the whole show.
We did the whole show?
We did the whole show, which means that I give shout outs to Robert South, Trilogy Soaps, Dr. Cosmac, Reverend 80, Caller 23, Michael Marcus, Couchsloth, Scalpod, Trenchy, Apostle X Fenord, Long Dead Brother, Other Hazel of the Windmills, Agent Lloyd, Martha Artha, Dr. Ellis, Negative at Night, and why not special shout out to Reverend Loch Ness, because they're coming to X Day.
Yeah,
Rubik's Cube is coming to X Day. And don't forget that X Day is coming. If you want to find out more information about that, go to hypercubego.com/xday2021. You can find out all the details that's going on there. You can also go to subgenius.com. It's on there now. You can totally do that. And so sign up now. We're filling up more spots. 2 more people came in today, so we're up to like 58. And I've had a couple people say, "Hold on, I know I'm going to try and make it." And there's about 5 to 10 of those guys. So
well, you should make it out.
you need to make it out. This is going to be the best end of the world you've ever had.
This is it. It's this year.
Dr. Stang is coming.
Yeah,
Reverend Howe is coming.
That's how you know it's going to be good.
Pease is coming.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Pease, you're still coming, right?
Yeah, I'm coming. I got my tickets and everything.
Good, man.
If Xanthia Octashroom is there, a whole lot of people are going to be coming.
Xanthia Octashroom's coming. So be there.
Wait, Ghoul, are you coming?
Oh, I wish. I truly wish.
Is it the COVID that's got you?
No, it's the money that's got me.
Shit.
So
yeah,
everybody, there you go. Help get Clay Gould to X Day.
Yeah, man.
Go to the GoFundMe and in your donation put this. Get Clay Gould there. We only need a few thousand more dollars. So donate now.
Yeah.
No, it's actually going to need more than that, because I have never, quote, never traveled outside of Canada, so I don't have a passport.
Oh shit!
So you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Get him we need to get him to a consulate. We need to work out a visa.
We need $1 million sent to Hypercube Labs to get Dr. Gould to X Day.
That will do it.
That will do it. And then some.
For $2 million, we'll take it to him.
They'll put your picture on it.
I have to say that would be interesting.
We'll all fit in. All right. That's it for this week's episode of Time for the Show. Thank you, Dr. Gould, for coming and chatting nerd with us tonight. And Reverend,
it was entirely my pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. We're glad to have you on board. And thank you, Flux Rutenberg on the stick. Aster 6, who get to get away from doing all the mails and stuff tonight.
Yeah, I didn't have to do shit.
Yeah, and Yahoo Answers is shutting down, so we're really going to get. So make sure you send your emails, your real emails that I totally don't get off of Yahoo Answers, to email at timefortheshow.com. Subscribe to the show at timefortheshow.com, and hit the like button now, and then hit the subscribe button. Get the little bell. It'll let you know when we're going live. Maybe, I don't know. I followed Doc Cosmac. I clicked the bell, but I don't see it until he posts something on Facebook.
Commando.
He's coming to X Day. We'll see you next week, everybody. It's time for the show.
Next week.
All right, boss. I gotta get rolling. We'll see you soon. Thanks for coming on.